What's up, everybody? What's up? We back. Just a tad later than what we normally come on, but we are in the building. I am DJ 251, and this is Staying the Man in the building. Let me slide over so y'all we can see me. Good, clear video, man. We have a topic for you today. Right? Are you the man or the woman, a wife, a husband in a relationship? Are you? What role are you playing? Because somebody is not playing a position. Somebody is over. We are going to get to the bottom of it. Stand the man. You want to tell the folks what you learned?
Men role in the family. Up until this century, men and women roles were fairly well defined. Women was expected to be the mother and wife, taking care of the
Whoa,
husband
whoa,
and
whoa, 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 whoa. Start that back over. Start that back over. Start that back over. I'm sorry. You got
men
to start
role.
that.
Men role in the family. Up until this century, men and women roles were fairly well defined. Women were expected to be the mother and a wife, taking care of the husband's well being and raising the children. Men had to provide for his family. Today, the line between male and female roles is becoming more blurry as women tend to be as ambitious in the business world as the men. The role of a man in a family includes the following functions: a protector, a leader, and a teacher. The
I'm
leader
sorry.
in
I'm
this,
sorry. I'm sorry. You are reading that too fast. You is reading that too fast. Slow it back down. Start it back over because this is important, gal. This is important. When
okay,
he's telling me something that I've been feeling about for years before I ever got married. Start it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
a man's role in the family. Up until this century,
What
men and
century?
women roles were fairly this century. Men and women roles were fairly well defined. Women were expected to be the mother and wife, taking care of the husband's well-being and raising the children, and men had to provide for his family. Today, the line between male and female roles is becoming more blurred
Mm,
as women tend to be as ambitious in the business world as men.
mm-hmm.
The role of a man is fairly is in the family includes the following functions: the protector, a leader, a teacher. But even in this can be handled by women today. So who is the man today? A hunter, a protector, or a nurturer? Who takes the maternity leave and lives with a bread-winning wife?
Hmm. What is your role? Because he said up to this century it changed. What is your role? I need to understand this, chat. What roles are you playing? Because listen, I get it. We have some great independent women in this world. Strong minded, right? Strong minded. But you are overstepping your boundaries. If you gonna do everything, be independent, make all the decisions, why are you getting married? Let me look at you. Hey, you. Why are you getting married? If you gonna do every single thing, why you need a man? Talk to me, staying the man. Talk to me. Talk to me.
It says our modern day society gives men a chance to be much more connected with the family. And women are finally getting the opportunity to develop identities that define soul by motherhood. Still, a lot of women prefer a man to play the role of a leader. So, what a modern man should do for self improvement to provide that he can be a leader, not only in the business world, but in his own family. It would be useful to learn a new language. It can be used in your work for traveling. Read more, Start sports training. Create healthy diets. Improve your relationship with your wife and your family or girlfriend. Improve your working performance. Aim for promotions. Make a budget. Try to improve your confidence. Know how to say no. Invest in your education, health, and appearance. Boom.
Now, that's deep because I always say, ladies, you're getting fatter, angrier, more controlling. But it applies to the males too. Males, we getting more fatter. We losing our respect, right? We're not controlling. Basically, it just said that we have to get smarter. Like I already said, females are way smarter than males. It just said improve your language, your education. Come on, Stan, man, talk to me. Talk to me. What do you
Parent,
think?
parenting, and I think it needs to happen. I think it's good that it's like some people say, well, I make the money in the household, and then their wife make a whole lot more than them because
Mm-hmm.
men tend to not want to. Men don't want to read. Bottom line,
They don't
men
want to
don't mind
what?
picking a book and reading.
Man,
Read.
okay, okay, okay.
Men don't want to read. A woman pick up a book and read in a minute. So and women test better,
Yeah.
and things stick in their brain. But women just learn faster than men anyway.
Let
They
me
learn
ask you this. Let me ask
they
you this. Let me ask you this, right? You said women test better. They'll pick up a book before a male does, and that is true because my wife will pick up a book way before I will. I would scroll down the timeline on CNN before I go buy a book, right? Now, do you feel do you feel once a woman meet a male on the same educational level that they are, that the woman is threatened or the man is threatened? Because see, if the woman is smarter, right? She's more controlling of everything because the man is not on her level to understand and comprehend the things that she's doing. So who's feeling threatened?
well, I'll just leave with this here. It's probably more of a man being threatened than anything because women, husbands can make plenty of money, they just go and spend it. But when women make the money, men get kind of clear. But it's like this here, opposite attracts.
Hmm. Okay,
Opposite attracts.
okay. Let me ask you this. Okay, now let me ask you this: who make the financial decisions when it concerning purchasing things around the house, a vehicle like that? Who should make the final decision?
Now, I don't agree with that a man should make all decisions. Because I had a friend that would take his wife's car and go trade it in and bring it back. Heartbeat. This is
Hmm.
what you're gonna drive, like it or not. That ain't fair. Let the women know what they want. I mean, they may tell you some car they want. You may go buy the car, but at least find out what kind of car she want.
Hmm.
There's nothing wrong with you going and picking out, paying for it, whatever. Find out what you want. Don't just. I think when you make big purchases and stuff, especially for your house, that should be discussed among both. No one person make the decision. Now I can understand when it comes to if you're budgeting, and you gotta remind each other. Say, you have to remind her, hey, honey, we close to the budget for the month. You be careful about spending. Or maybe she's watching it. And she may tell you, hey, honey, we're close to the budget this month. We gotta watch what we're spending. It doesn't matter as long as you work together. Every case is gonna be different. Every scenario is gonna be different because it depends on how your relationship is, and how you work out together. Now, I don't agree that I think the man should be head of his household. But I don't agree that he should go buy everything and come and say, this is what you get, this is where it's going to be, take it or leave it. It shouldn't be like that. He should at least know what they want in the house.
I feel this is what I think. I think if the man is the head of the household, right, he should have the final say so, right? He should take his wife thoughts into consideration before he make that final decision. And the wife should be able to trust the decision that he makes. Now, that's what large purchases, right? That's for things that you were saying, hey, things we need at the house, a car, a truck, or something like that. Now those are those things. Now, if a woman works and she bring in her income, right, equals amount of equal. Now, it don't even have to be equals amount of income, right? But as long as the responsibilities are taken care of, she should be able to spend her money as she want. These responsibilities include power bill, house note, car note, insurance, right? All these things, those are the basic necessities that we need to leave. Groceries in the house, right? Those things should be taken care of before you go on a shopping spree. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I would agree, but I always just feel like that. It's just me thinking this here. I feel like if a man marry a woman take from her home, he should pay all the big bills, house
See, there
note.
we go. You
Like
keep
I
saying
think
that
he
pay
should.
all the big bills, right?
Yeah, I
But let
think he
me ask you
should.
this. So what happens? What happens if the woman is the breadwinner? Is she gonna pay all the big bills?
What? No, if the woman's a breadwinner, usually kind of work something out. She
See,
may listen at me. Most women will say they know. Most women, if you got a good woman and she's really got your back, she's gonna say she knows what you make. And if she makes way more than you, she's gonna probably tell you, "Honey, you pay the house note, and I'll pick up the light bill and the grocery bill or whatever." Most of them they're gonna just tell you that. That's gonna automatically fall in place. You gotta discuss that. When you gotta discuss who paying the bills in your household, then you don't need to be married.
okay, okay, I agree
If
with
you
you on
got
that.
if you got to be if you got to be like, well, honey, we're gonna pay half this bill, you're gonna pay half this bill. What you want to be on here? If you gotta go through all that, then hey, you shouldn't
Let,
be mad.
let
So I
me
think
ask
the
you
man
this
should want to
then.
pay the.
Let me ask you
Mhm.
this. Why is the man paying the household is considered being the provider? Why do he have to pay the mortgage of the rent is being a level of a provider? Why is that considered being a provider?
But maybe it's just an old saying. It's always been like that.
Oh,
We've been
saying
trained.
that's what I'm
We've
saying.
been trained
That's
like that.
that slave mentality that you talking about. That
That's
come,
not slave
yes, it
mentality.
is. Think about it. When slaves was in the master house, the master paid all the bills, right? And the woman laid up. She didn't do shit. That's a slave mentality. Come on, we only learned that from them. We learned that from them.
I
Think
know,
about it.
but
That's a slave mentality mindset, and we got to get rid of that.
it may it may be, but in most cases, the women don't make as much as the men. It's nowadays. Look, nowadays
Mm-hmm.
women are making more money than men. But
Mm-hmm.
20 years ago they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the man's job. I
Mm-hmm.
would I would want to be a man in the household and my wife paying the rent, the light bill, the water bill, the gas bill, and everything. And then then you wonder why she cheat because she get a man to help her.
But that's
And then
different. That's
if I
different. If your wife
listen,
paying all the hold on now, cause you saying something totally different. If your wife is paying every single thing, you're not doing nothing. You're a sloth, right? You're a snail. You're a peasant, a bug.
hmm,
You're a gnat. Shoot away. What is your
hmm,
purpose? She doing it all by herself.
yeah,
But at the same time, if you got right a man that brings his end to the table, he brings his weight, and a female brings their weight to the table, right? A compromise has to come there. A compromise. They both make great money, right? So why? Because you think if I pay for the house or the rent, I'm being a provider. That's not being a provider. That's just paying a bill. Think about it. Because if that's the case, she could pay everything else but the house note, and I'm a provider because I just pay the house note. That's not being a damn provider. That's just paying a bill.
I think if the man makes the money and can afford it,
Mm-hmm.
he needs to pay every bill in the house and let the wife buy the groceries to pay her own credit card.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think.
Hey,
She
this
creates a
this what
credit
I
card
want you to do.
her own credit card, and she pays the grocery
This
bill.
this is what I want you to do. I want you to clap and hear that echo over there because your mentality ain't got nobody over there with your motherfucking ass. Huh? That
What?
mentality ain't
Because I,
it ain't got
that's because that's because I choose not to have them.
that's because you choose not to have them. But you got to understand this. That mindset got a lot of females single now. They can't find a man. They a breadwinner,
Well,
but they want to feel like they don't have a man up to their standards because they are the breadwinner.
Hmm.
Come on, man.
They a breadwinner,
What are you
but
doing?
they want to feel like they don't have a man up to their state.
I was sharing the video. Sorry,
You
it
got it
just
out your
came up my
system?
page and I just shared it. I had to share it.
You got it out your system?
Yep, inside my system. I still say, if you take a woman from her house, from her mama and dad that are taking care of her, and you should be willing to take care of her. Now, if she makes the money, it's okay if a woman decide, well, honey, let's just do everything half half. Hey, let's do this here. You remember I got agreement for 6 months, I pay all the bills, 6 months, you pay all the bills. If
That's
you're making the
been
money
a
like that.
power.
But
Imagine this. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. My bad. I
but
apologize.
if they're not making the money, then you know the other person has to help pull the slack. That's just common sense in a marriage. If you want, unless you want each other to fall and then start falling and have a lot of anger, a lot of marriage problems. If you know that person, when you marry that man, you know what he's making. And most time, when a woman and man get married, you that man job is already set. If you the woman's in school most time or just finishing school most all the time. Now sometimes it's the other way around. But my thing is, if you know you're making money, you should be willing to help. You know what I mean? But I feel like if the man makes the money and can afford it, he's pay all the bill except for that the wife buy groceries, maybe make her pay one of the insurance on the kids' car, maybe, and then she can take care of all her own credit cards and stuff. And any extra she want to buy. But the man needs to pay the house note, light bill, water bill, all the stuff to make the house run. That's his job.
That's
And pay for the
pettiness.
cards.
That is pettiness. That is
No, it's
not.
not.
That's not being equal
Well,
inside of a relationship.
what well, I'll tell you what, if I had a daughter and she would live with me, you couldn't marry her.
You goddamn right. I wouldn't want to marry that damn bum. Why would I want to marry a bum? Let me ask you this,
See,
right?
you're a
Let me ask you this right here. Do you think the role of leadership is gonna change in a relationship if the woman works?
It shouldn't change. You know why it shouldn't change? Because we've been taught at an early age in our Sunday school classes, in our church YPWW, Bible school classes, we've been taught that
Man,
the
these
Bible tells us
motherfuckers
women
ain't
should
going to
lead
no
every
goddamn
household.
church, man. I can't
Yes,
tell you
some
when
of
the
them do.
last time I've been to church. People is not going
But
to church to find no wives.
most people was raised in the church are just straight. They went to church when they were little. Tell me, how many times you go to church when you were little? 101
I
times.
I went the whole bunch of time and I'm still sinning. I'm still sinning and before I got married, fornicating and everything.
That's because you weren't listening.
But what I'm trying to get you to understand, right? This is what I'm trying to get you to understand. Just because a man pays the rent, he does not mean he is a provider.
Well, let me tell you. Let me explain to you. Let me tell you what I say when I say that.
Talk to
I
me.
said pay the rent, pay the bills, right? But a man has to also be the nurturer in the family. He has to be the one that leads his family to worship service. The Bible tells you that he's supposed to lead his family to all these things. He's supposed to be more than just a provider for the home. If your husband can't run your household and control every aspect of it with the kids, the children, devotional service in the household, making sure you're eating healthy, eating right, make sure everybody's doing like if you can't do that, they can't be in charge. They need to be in charge. They got to be a helpmate along with being the person
Now,
that's in charge.
now, what if the wife or the girlfriend, she's not allowing that? She's not allowing you to do
Well,
all that.
I'm telling you, like, let me go back and say it again. If your wife is not willing to work with you, help you, and help you be the man you're supposed to be for your household, to train your children up to be better people in society, if she's willing to help you do that, then you don't need her.
You don't what?
Because it's more than you don't need her.
You
It's
don't
more than
what?
just being you don't need her.
Oh, I thought
It's
I
more
heard
than
you right. Yeah, I thought it was breaking up, but I
it's
heard you
listen to
correctly.
me. Listen to me. It's more than just being the head, being the man, being the head of the household. You got to allow him to be the leader.
You
Allow
have
him to
oh
take
whoa.
time to train the kids.
Hey, see, listen. This is what the problem is. When you start speaking those facts, right? You speed up over them facts. I need you to slow that choo-choo train down. Slow
Okay.
it down when
If
you
you
start speaking this knowledge.
okay, If he's paying the bills in your house or do everything he's supposed to do, offer him to be in charge and to run things, you got to help him and allow him to train your kids, to help you train your girls to be young ladies, the men, the boys to be young men. You got to be his help aid, his helpmate. You're not just married to just to take care of you. You got to be able to help him, and you got to allow him to be the man. Allow him to do things he needs to do. Now, if he's doing the wrong thing, then you can step up and say something. But as long as he's doing the right thing and doing what he's supposed to do, and he's providing, and taking care of you, nurturing, protecting, doing all of that, you either help him or get out of his way.
You have to trust the process, ladies. You have to trust the
You have to.
process. If your man is doing all that, going to work, coming home, right? Taking care of responsibilities, raising the family, and a role model in the community, why would you try to force that out of your life? I don't understand that. Now, men, let me talk to my fellas, my men. Now, let's just be real. A lot of these ladies are smarter than us. Your wife is probably smarter than you, right? But you the breadwinner, right? You the AK provider, right? And you feeling challenged. You feeling challenged because your wife keep chastising every single thing that you do. She's taking the role of being a man away from you. That's why I said, what role are you in the relationship? Are you the husband or the wife? Because I ain't seen it where wives are so over controlling, it's hard to tell who's who. Who's wearing the goddamn pants, right? And then you get to the point where you want to put your hands on them, but you know you wrong. But that's the first thing that clicks because you like in your mind is, I can't believe this motherfucker and try me up like this. I can't believe it. So you don't know how to react to it. Now, man, let me tell you something. I'm just gonna be real with you. If you do not know how to be a leader in your marriage or your relationship, you got two options. One, find somebody that does and attach to them so you can learn. B, move on so you can be with someone else that will allow you to lead. Hey, from YouTube, Stan the Man. Define, provide, Stan. If both are working and paying bills, are both not providers at that point? Coming off YouTube, question straight to you.
Tell them no, because when I say provide, not only do they provide in the household, they got to provide the skills and the knowledge to teaching that boy how to be a man. Take them to if you don't want to show up everything, let him take him be his Cub Scout leader. Taking that girl to her ballet dance sometime, helping the mom out sometime. Being a leader in the household is being a part and provider is helping them be well rounded. It's more than just paying money. You got to teach them how to cut grass, mow the yard, even teach them how to grow a garden. The way it is nowadays.
So what would you say? What would you say if you have a man that does all that, but still is not getting treated like the man of the household at his or her home?
Like I said, if a man's doing what he's supposed to do, doing his job, he's working hard trying to provide for his family, trying to protect them, trying to make sure, and especially if he's paying most of the bills and allow her to pay such a few bills, and then she ain't still ain't satisfied, and guess what? You ain't gonna please her ass. You let her go.
Let her go.
If you doing all that and she ain't satisfied,
Let me ask you this. Excuse me. Let me ask you this. What would be the character traits of a woman that mindset is like that?
the characteristics of one mindset like that.
Yep.
Well, I guess you could say that character traits. Most of those women like that probably, I hate to say this,
Say it.
I'm not gonna
Listen,
say that.
no,
Uh,
no. This is our podcast. If we can't give it to you raw, we don't need to give it to you at all. We straightforward with
well,
this. It's up to you if you want to fucking accept this chat. This is you. We telling you how it is.
okay, those are the ones that have been allowed to have their way growing up and do everything. And no matter what they did, that parent or parent Didn't see no wrong in it. And most time, I hate to say this, oh Lord, it's gonna come back to haunt me. But and it's not all. But I'm gonna tell y'all something about these cheerleader parents. That's all I got to say. So if they, those the ones you they do really well in life. Some of them do because they have to keep those grades up to be cheerleaders. End up doing really well in life and getting really good jobs and stuff. And then they can't handle being told what to do. They like to be in charge. Now, not all of them, but some, not all.
Okay, coming off YouTube from Ramon Williams. Women nurture and men teach slash train. Would you agree or disagree?
I can agree with that. But you know what though? It didn't hurt for a father to be nurturing. Because some kids grow up, listen, some kids grow up scared of their fathers. All they see is discipline. And you got to
Mm-hmm.
show love to them too. Just because you're the man, supposed to be the big bad guy in the house, you still got to show love to them. One, I'll read it later. Wait till later to read that. But
Hey, hold on, hold on, hold on.
it's
Well,
just
let
that,
me. Can I pause you real quick? Why I got y'all that's
huh?
viewing in, man? I need all of y'all to share this podcast, man. Share it and like it, man, so we can get more people in here. Go ahead and finish.
I just listen this real quick. I'm gonna read it real quick.
Go
It says
ahead.
parenting involved two people raising children together. But nowadays, children in developing countries tend to be growing up in fatherless homes. It is known that children from single parent families tend to have more difficulties in growing up in life. And some studies suggested that kids that were raised without a father and had no father figure in their lives are more likely to be aggressive and quick to anger, involved in illegal activities, be be dropping out of school and university due to lack of efforts and motivation, have physical and have physiological, and emotional problems, stopping them from creating their own families. On the other hand, children raised by caring fathers, see, caring father, you got to care for them and show them you love them. Caring
Agree.
fathers have better educational outcome, better verbal skills, the intellectual functioning, and many other advantages. No matter what the current state of manhood is, the role of a husband, a father is invaluable and will never be substituted. Traditional values are worth fighting for and deserve to exist in order to create a healthy generation. And that means to me is that it's nothing wrong with the man running his household and being in charge. Nothing wrong with the man and woman working and the woman come home and still being the wife, still be nurturing to everybody. And the man taking the son out to teach basketball, take him out, show him how to do a garden, show him how to fix a lawnmower. It's the small things you teach kids. The small things. I showed my little nephew how to fix a light bulb on a Christmas light. Christmas lights when the
Mm-hmm.
bulbs go out. He
Mm-hmm.
said, he said, I didn't know that. He said, I didn't know that. We threw them away. Like 2 years ago, we thought they weren't no good. We just threw them away. I said, I can just look until you find it. Take a little time, but take and look. Have patience, look, and find that bulb that's messed up. Take it out and replace that bulb, and the lights work. He was blown. He like, all you did was place that one little bulb. I said, yes. Now the whole thing worked. He said, we throw them away when it didn't work. So, it's a little bit things you can show kids that'll make them really appreciate it. You just got to be that person that, and I just feel like that if you're trying to do your best, you think you provide for your family, and you're doing everything you need to do, and they're not letting you be that person you want need to be, especially if you're not doing wrong, then you need to move on. And don't give up on your marriage. I don't mean just drop your marriage and say I'm gone, but you got to at least try to make it work. Explain that. You got to talk to them and say, hey, look, this is where it's going to be. We need to do like this here. You do this, and I'm going to do this. We're going to do that. Don't get. I'm not telling nobody to go get no divorce. What I'm saying to you is try to work it out. Let them know that you want to be the man in your household. You want to run your household. And tell them this is the way to run it.
How many opportunities should one give the other spouse before it quits?
Huh?
How many? How many opportunities should one give each other before they call it quits?
Sometimes you may give them 10, 12 opportunities. You know why I say that? Because sometimes it takes a little longer for others. If you love that person, you're going to be willing to work with them. and go, look, baby, look, we can't continue to do this.
But
This is
some
where it's going to be. We got to work together. Hey, listen, listen. Sheba said, I think the women are solely stuck on men being the provider. They become handicapped. I agree too. I agree. But then you got some men don't want their women to work, and
yeah,
I think that's wrong.
I seen that
And
too.
some men get angry when you go back to school and get a degree. So
Yep.
they start making it hard for you to go to school. I'm not watching no baby tonight. You need to quit that school, quit that class. I ain't keeping no boy. If you got a child, better find you a babysitter. They don't want to do nothing to help you. So it's best to get your education. That's what I tell everybody. Go to school, get your education, then you get married. And you already have what you need. Because when you give it a partner, somebody don't work. So they want you to be, some men want you to be dependent on them. And that's true. Women are not so like that. They like men that depend on them more so than men. Men want you to be dependent on them.
Some people take, but what happens if the man passes away from before the woman? Treva.
That's why you should. That's why I suggest that everybody go to school and get your education. Because I do have friends that I work with. Husbands died, didn't even know how to pay the light bill. Didn't know
But
where to go.
at the
I didn't know
same
where to pay the light bill.
at the same time, that's why we need to start have life insurance on each other. This is the main reason why you should have life insurance and bear insurance on your partner, because you never know what might happen. You never know, and at the end of
Yeah,
the day, you need to be taken care of.
yeah, that's true too, and that's why you have policies. I think too, to get your family ahead. I just think too on that. Since you mentioned that on policies, people don't realize. Well, people been doing it for years, so they get ahead. If you get a policy on your wife or your significant other, if you can go and get a policy, you can get break it up. You may get $150,000 worth of insurance, right? What you want to do is get 50,000 here, 50,000 here, and then 25 here. Then you put those kids' name on two, husband's name on one, and one for all your burial needs. Be specific. So when something happens to you, you know your children gonna get 25,000 apiece. Your husband gonna get 50,000, and you got another $50,000 to bury you and do whatever you need to do, and then have whatever left, pay bills off, whatever. People don't do that. That's how some people get ahead. They've been doing it for years. They get insurance, and it's more so of a safety net than anything. And you want to get whole life. Don't get no
Hmm.
term. Term is just what it says. It ends at a certain term. Whole life go to 121. Term go up, I think up to 86, 85, 81. Somebody, I gotta get the right number. But term go to a certain number, it's 80 something. And that's back where it go. They cancel that policy after term. But life go up to 121, whole life. And most people don't live that long, so you get to keep your policy the whole time.
Bottom line, both should know how to provide. I agree with you. Both knows how to should know
Yeah.
how to provide, but at the same time, I don't think both is getting taught at home how to be a provider. What are the basic foundations of being a provider? Hey, Stan, tell me, what do you think the basic foundations of being a provider should be from a woman? From a woman, what is they basic? Uh, they should be taught growing up. What should be the basic?
I think it should be taught how to keep a house clean,
Okay.
how to how to sew, how to cook, how to pay bills, how to take care, not say children, but just take care and be a show how to be a caregiver for anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And teach them to teach them to respect. You gotta respect people. You gotta teach them to respect themselves and respect others. Because when you respect yourself and others, you live a better life.
I like everything that you said to the T, with the exception of you did not say how to be submissive. I feel like
Yeah, I didn't say that.
I feel like women should know how to be submissive. It's okay to be submissive to your man. You see what
Yep,
I'm saying?
you're right.
I, hey, I'm telling you that goes a long way. Now, what do you think the basic foundations should be for a male? A father should be teaching their son as they growing up. Basic foundations. Shoot them off.
And the stuff that I didn't get taught, and that's why I think it need to be taught. I think every male in the household should be teaching next son how to fix things, how to repair things, teach them about little simple little electrical stuff, teach them how to take care of the yard. If a shingle come off the house, show him where it goes, whether he can do it or not. You show them everything about providing and taking care of home. Teach them how to manage a checkbook, how to save money, teach them about saving money, teach them about when you get every time you need to start sew a button on. Teach them how to sew a button on. Every man learn to cook. Teach them how to bake biscuits, make cornbread, how to fry chicken, how to cook rice. Simple stuff. Teach them that. You don't want to be so dependent on somebody because if something they get married at an early age and the wife have to die, they got to still be able to provide for those kids that left. And if you can't cook, you have to hire somebody to maid, hire somebody to cook. That's gonna be more money spending.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to teach your child everything you think a man needs to learn how to do. Teach them how to be a productive person, how to figure out things. Show them how to read little small crafty stuff. Buy stuff. Buy little electrical stuff. Show them how to put it together and then do it for them. Show them how to do it. Buy little small things. Show them how to show them how a battery hook to a light switch with a wires how it comes on. Teach them all about that.
Yeah, I do. I do agree with all that. All the things, the cooking and cleaning and all that stuff. But I also think
But
that.
guess wait a minute, one more thing. Teach them how to love.
Hmm, okay,
Men have a problem with that.
you took it from me. I was gonna say it, but you
Because
came back and caught
they
yourself.
think they think that and I'm gonna tell you something else too. That men need to know. It's okay to cry. And it's okay to tell your son you love him and your daughter. There's nothing wrong with that. Some men think, hey, my son gonna be a punk. I ain't gonna tell him I love him. I don't want him to be no sissy. They ain't gonna make him tell him you love him. Some kids need to hear that. See, some of y'all don't know your family background, your family backgrounds. And when you don't know your family background, then you don't know what your child may have in them. They may have stuff that you don't know about, maybe some mental illness that you don't know anything about. So to help them out, tell them you love them every day. Nothing wrong with that. Tell them you love them.
Yeah, I do. I agree with every single thing because men are not taught how to be lovers anymore. Right? We so hard, we so strong. You know what I'm saying? We
Mm-hmm.
don't cry enough. We not emotional creatures. But some you gotta think like sometimes, man. Like with the things the way society is working these days, you could be too soft and you're gonna get ran over quickly.
Oh yeah.
And so but ain't no woman want no weak man.
No.
Can you read?
Treva,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Treva says, okay, so vice versa. It is okay for men to be taught all the skills that you say women should be to do only do,
Mm-hmm.
then it should be okay for women to participate in providing. Well, yeah, listen, what I mean by that now when I say providing, if you as a woman make the money your husband make or make more than your husband make, it's nothing wrong with y'all working things out. And say, okay, well, honey, I'm gonna pay. You may say, well, for 6 months I'll pay all the bills. You can save some of your money, and then 6 months you pay all the bills. Or you may work out something. So, okay, we'll split the house note, we'll split the car notes, we'll split the. It's nothing wrong with that when you make the money. All I say is that if you take the one from my home and she has no school and she didn't have anything to fall on but maybe a little job at some little restaurant or a little nanny or something, then you took her from your home, you should be willing to take care of her. Every man should be willing to take care of their woman when they take from their home. Now, if you can't do it and that woman marry you, then that's okay. If she married you because she loved you and maybe she's willing to help you, and there's nothing wrong with that.
That goes back to what I told you, right? I told you this. I said just because you pay the house note does not mean you are being a provider. But you keep saying that. You keep saying that. That's not being a provider, man. I'm sorry. If
It's
ladies,
more to
if
it.
yes, it is more to it, but you just make it see. You keep saying that. You take it from the house. You take away from the parents. You need to be able to put a roof over your head. You need to be able to have
Yeah,
somewhere for you to stay. That's not. It's being a provider is way more than that.
I I agree, and I ain't taking it back. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. You take them home, you still better take care of her. Now, there's nothing wrong with her if she wants to help you. She makes some money, and she
Hmm.
said, "Well, I can help out," because most women want their husband to be successful, so they want to make them. If they want them to be successful in marriage, but they want to help them out, but they don't want them to always be broke. He always working. I got money.
Yeah,
He
you
always
should
working.
you
I
should
can really help him.
each
Yeah.
each spouse should see somewhere that each person is lacking. Each other is lacking somewhere, and you should be able to want to push that part wherever they lacking it. You should be able to push them to want them to want more, vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like if you see that your spouse is lacking the tools in this subject right here, and you not helping them out, you're wrong. You just as felon as they is. I'm sorry.
And my thing is too, and if you making the money, you feel like, well, my husband gonna let me do it. He gonna let me do it. Okay, he wants to pay all the bills. Let him pay them. But you got his account number. I know you do. Every now and then, put a couple thousand in the account. And he gonna sit in the back.
Hey, okay. Hey, that's
I
some good
mean,
advice
if
right
you
there.
pay, if
That's some
if
good
if your
advice.
husband's paying all the bills,
Uh huh.
if he's paying all the bills, and you know you're making the money, you got the money, you can help him, but he won't let you help him. Every now and then, go put $2,000, $3,000 in the account.
Ain't gonna hurt
Put it
you.
in there.
And that's the same way for you fellas, man. Hey, look, if you know what I'm saying, if your wife is a breadwinner and she putting all the work in, you know what I'm saying, help her out, spoil her, do something nice for her. People want to be rewarded for their effort these days.
And most folks now know where you pay your different bills at. You can go online. You call the company and pay with credit card. Every now and then, go and pay it. When she go to call to pay for it, or he go to call to pay for it, or your bills already been paid for this month, Mr. Simon or Mr. Johnson, or Mrs. Jackson, then you don't worry about it. They
So
may come and say, "Did you pay that bill?" Nah, I told you I was gonna pay that bill.
yeah, that's true. Hey guys, we wrapping it up. Tonight's gonna be a short night, man. We both have something to do right after this podcast, man. If you have any questions for us, shoot them off, man. We're gonna take like a 3 minute break, and when we get back, man, we're gonna wrap it up and give y'all our advice that you know how we do it, man. At the end of the podcast, but make sure you type it in the chat section if you want us to answer that question. All right, guys, we're back. We back to our advice session. Right? We didn't get any questions. Standing man, you want to go ahead and shoot them off, or you want me to go first? What do you want to do?
I got it. Today, more women are earning higher salaries and can afford to be pickier, or pickier they call it, while choosing a partner. And often ladies are the ones who initiate divorce. Still, sexism is present in everyday act like catcalling, inappropriate jokes at the office, and many more. All I say to you is that if you got a husband or you got a wife, and whoever's the breadwinner, whoever's taking care of what, if you can't work it out together, then let them lead. And if you can't let them lead and you want to lead yourself and you don't want to have, try to work it out. Go to a counselor, see somebody. Don't just give up so easy. For your children's sake, don't give up so easily. You got to think about your kids. Because I'm telling you, I worked 27 years in the school system. And most of our sad kids at school, most of the sad kids on my bus a lot of time, I go, what's wrong? Why are you acting like that today? And they'll say, my mom and dad just got divorced. Or either I got to go to my dad this weekend because mom's got to work. And I'm going to my dad's weekend. Either this weekend I got to go to mom because dad's got to work. You don't hear it, but as a bus driver and as a teacher, we hear all of that all the time. You don't know the damage you do to your kids when you get a divorce. So I advise you to look into it, Try to work something out before you drop the ball.
All right, great advice from Stan the Man, man. You know, my advice I want to give everybody, 30 minutes of cardio a day. I always tell you that. Be selfish, invest in yourself, right? Spoil yourself, go somewhere and eat that you normally haven't ate at before. Relationship advice I could tell you from my personal experience and just having friends and family members with issues. Nobody wants to come home and be chastised about every single thing that they do, right? Nobody. Somebody has to be the level-headed person, and somebody's gonna have to bend. You need to figure out who is gonna be the one to bend. Hey, if counseling is for you, go seek a counselor. I don't know how many times an individual need to go see a counselor to decide the fact that y'all not compatible, right? At the same time, I told you people stay together these days. It's just for security. But I also told y'all that if that person is made 6 figures or more, they not sticking with it. They out. They they ready to start all over. I told you if it's under 75, they gonna stay together, and that's my opinion, right? Listen, make sure y'all like, make sure you comment, and make sure y'all share this, and make sure you hit your notification game if you on YouTube. Make sure you sub if you on Facebook. Make sure you follow if you on Twitch. Hey, big up to my people that's on Twitch that's following me, man. I appreciate you checking in. Hey, y'all have a safe